When it comes to your spiritual journey, it's very important to understand consciousness. Understand that this journey is about revealing, unfolding, coming in self-realization, and connecting with consciousness, with your consciousness. What is your consciousness? Well, consciousness is your individualized being, essence, right? It's who you truly are to the core, right? Beyond all the other layers of mind, like the conscious mind, subconscious mind, there is what is the driving factor for even those aspects of yourself, which is consciousness. That is like your truest essence. And that truest essence is a expression and individualized essence or spark of the divine intelligence we often call God. And this is the part that you want to really expand or unravel or open up and have a experience where you are tapped into that to your fullest, right? To your most highest potentiality of really knowing who you are and being that. So when we talk about consciousness, it's important to understand that consciousness goes through a process, right? When we think about your human existence, your human experience, the way you think about life, the things you do, how you experience certain aspects of life and the processes by which you see something, analyze something, come with a conclusion, your emotions, all those different aspects of your human existence. And what I want you to understand is the connection or the relationship between consciousness and your brain, right? Understanding that your brain is ultimately the hardware. It is your computing system, right? It's the hardware of your computer. And it is a thing that allows you to process the information of life, to come up with some kind of conclusion based on your analysis, based on your experiences, based on your programming. Now, your programming is the mind, right? Remember that the brain and the mind are essentially two different things. The brain is the hardware, whereas your mind is the software. It is your base programming. And that programming can change, just like any computer. You can actually change the mechanisms, the programs or things that you want this computer to do. And that is your mind. That is what your mind does. It is the program that tells your hardware, your brain, basically how to process information, right? And so how does that relate to consciousness? Well, consciousness can essentially be explained as something that is everywhere. And as a being of infinite, right, intelligence, you essentially are pulling information from everywhere. And you are pulling this information from everywhere, and it can be very confusing if you don't have something to funnel that information down to in order for you to make sense of it, right? So that is essentially what your mind and your brain does. It takes all of this vast intelligence that you have access to, and along your spiritual journey, you look to be able to access that information. But what it serves as is a way of really funneling down the information that is infinite into something that is more finite, something that you can actually understand, explain, and even articulate and communicate to others, right? It is a way for you to organize and make sense of your reality instead of it being something that's somewhat random and doesn't really make sense, almost like our dreams, right? Sometimes our dreams are something that's just all over the place. It doesn't make sense. It's almost like a mashup of random thoughts and ideas and things just coming together. And you're like, what was that dream about? Well, your dreams really function a little bit outside of the conscious mind, right? And it goes just into the subconscious mind, where basically all of your memories, everything that you experience exists. Now, when you are in this dream state, you have more of access to the infinite intelligence, right? But you don't have a system of filtering that out. And that's essentially what your conscious mind does. It kind of filters and channels or directs your intelligence, all the things you've experienced, into a space where it just simply makes sense. And that's what we're doing when we're living our conscious life. We are, making sense of the world, right? And the world makes sense. But when we go into our dream state, where we take away the conscious aspect of our mind, then you get more into a more of an abstract existence, right? Things kind of still make sense because when you wake up in the morning, you can explain your dream a little bit. You can even, dissect and analyze your dream and see what exactly does it mean, But even as you take away those layers of mind, you will notice more and more of this abstract existence. And so that gives you an example of how your consciousness, how your mind, how your brain relate to one another on this journey, just to help things along the way for you to, have a more of a direction or more of a blueprint as to how all these different layers in your existence, how it all makes sense and ties in together. But I want you to understand that the way you process your information, right, really matters to your well-being. But when you think about things like brain health, right, when you think about even how you process information by ways of your mind, you have to understand that taking good care of your brain health, taking good care of your mind, meaning like you are practicing and doing mental mind exercises, very important along this spiritual journey, because again, your consciousness is trying to figure out and channel all of this information, right, that is available everywhere. And it is trying to make sense of it and bring it to a point of expression through your individual point of view. And so when your mind and your brain are not at its optimal level, then what happens is you're not able to fully express or even fully experience what it is that's available to you. So you have to be conscious about all aspects of your health, right? What you're eating, your fitness level, what you're doing in order for you to optimize your mind, to optimize your brain health. The same thing exists for your body, right? It's the same thing, same principle. Your body is a vehicle for you to move through life and take action to manifest and materialize particular things. And so the same applies to your body as well. Your body can be looked at as another mind, right? Or another brain where it has a processing system that basically functions on its own. And the subconscious mind is a big part of a lot of those functions. Your subconscious mind essentially is responsible for making sure your heart beats, making sure you breathe, making sure the cells in your body are constantly moving, regenerating, replicating, etc. So you have to recognize that your health is very important along this spiritual journey. Your physical health, right? Your mental health, your spiritual health, all of these things tie together. You cannot negate and neglect one simply because you feel like the spiritual path is one of just only being in this experience of consciousness. In order for you to experience consciousness to your fullest level, you have to access and you have to channel and focus on optimizing all levels of who you are. You see? So on this journey, I just want you to understand the importance of your brain, what exactly it does in relationship to your spiritual journey. Your mind, exactly what it does along the spiritual journey. Your mind is the processing unit. It is the programs. So when we talk about changing your thought patterns, changing your behavior, changing the way you speak, that is about reprogramming, right? The way your mind works, the base programs of how you think and how you function, and basically what you are quote unquote programmed to do. If you are consciously analyzing and looking at what these programs are and you realize, wait, this isn't in alignment with my consciousness, which is the true guiding system for your life, then you can reprogram yourself. You can reprogram those base programs. And that essentially is what spirituality is. It's about aligning yourself with consciousness, your true essence, in order for you to reach a point of true fulfillment, happiness, and joy. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter, and also get access to this ebook, The Power Within. When you subscribe, you will also be invited to my Monday morning manifestation meetings, which happen every Monday morning at 7 a.m. I look forward to seeing you there. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.